Hello Eggmeisters, it's Friday the 5th of August 2022 I believe, and we've just been having real problems with the wind here. We had a bit of a heat wave a couple of weeks ago, and a lot of the young wintergreen flowers, they just did not seem to like the heat, and we lost a load. I've usually started to get a few beans appearing by now. These were all sown beginning of June, but we've got one bean appearing there. I've only spotted across both sets, only spotted about 3 or 4 beans appearing. So after the heat wave, where a lot of the flowers just dropped off, and these are all the new flowers that are appearing. We just had several days of strong winds, and I thought that might have helped with the pollination, but I don't know. They keep on winding all the time. I'm fed up of going around 2 or 3 times a day trying to wind them back up again. There's a bean there starting, zooming in, there's one there, there's a little one there, that's 3 I've spotted. So far it's been a poor year for the winter beans. I've always had success, I've never had a bad year with winter beans. Wait for this leek to pop. It's been like that for about 2 months now. It seems like it. What else have we got going on? Onions seem to be doing alright, but a few of them have been blown over. I don't know if that's going to affect him, because obviously if they snapped over, there's going to be no photosynthesis going on, or so I would have thought. That's a decent sized one, but that's snapped over as well. Other than that, for my first time growing onions, that's a bad effort. The second time growing beetroot last year was a washout, or should I say wipe out. In this year, I mean, these have been sown several months now, and they've got to a certain height, and then they've just given up. The big leaves just keep dying off, and you get 1 or 2 little fresh leaves, but I'm sure the beetroot should be 2 or 3 times in foliage size bigger than that. Parsnips seem to be okay. Carrots never seem to look happy, always drooping. I did have a few spare beetroot seedlings that I put over here, and they've not really done anything very well. I mean, them 2 look like they were virtually dead 2 months ago, but they've started to show some signs of life. In this space where I had the peas growing, I've planted a few potatoes that were chitting, and these are just normal farmer shop potatoes in sack that I just started sprouting. All these potatoes are just what was left over from last year that was in the compost. All the really tiny ones I couldn't bother picking out, they've all come through this year. We're going to get lots of apples on the tree. Well, we have got lots of apples. Last year we had strong winds when the blossom was out. Didn't get any apples at all last year. We're going to have loads this year. This is one I had to cut right back because it had been left to its own devices, and it snapped a main root and it was leaning over, so I had to cut that one back, so that one's not fruiting yet. The oregano, parsley's gone to seed, and some chives at the back. A spare pot, I put some potatoes in. The mint, that mint was planted a couple of years ago, never did anything. Then the last 2 months, just all of a sudden this has happened. They were really struggling, little, almost like seedlings, never really doing anything. They've really shot up. A couple more, like that leek down there, that big leek, there's a couple more leeks that started sprouting, so rather than eating them, I replanted them, and they're doing alright. Some more potatoes. An apple tree I planted about 6-7 years ago in a little tub, transferred to the ground a few months ago. More potatoes. Got some nasturtiums in. Quite tasty flowers them. And then This is where the magic's really happened. If you see the tub, you can see what's going on the left side here. Well, what I grew last year, little sweet cherry tomatoes, lovely. And this batch on the right were all Elsa Craig variety, I believe. Started them off indoors, put them out in this tub, give them plenty of feed. It's my homemade nettle tea with wood ash and urine mix, and it's done really well. It's just overtaken the greenhouse. But as with the runner beans not wanting to produce fruit, this seems to be struggling as well. I don't know if there's a lack of insects as well because of the strong wind. We've got loads of flowers that just don't seem to be getting pollinated, but we do seem to have a fair few tomatoes, but nothing I would have thought for the size of the plants. I mean, there's probably about 16 plants in total, 8 of each here. But it's going to be nice to try some tomatoes. So we've got some, that must be one of the Elsa Craig ones. You see we've got some of the little sweet cherry ones coming up. So looking forward to them. And that's pretty much the garden so far this year. Oh, the grape. I'll show you the grape. It's probably his own fault with the pollinating. We just haven't got enough plants in to try and attract the pollinators, really. You live and learn. Oh, I've got some potatoes growing out of the composter which I've left to their own devices. We did have some flowers come up there, but nothing ever happened because I really want to get some true potato seed again. I've done videos on that in the past, but we are getting some more flower clusters, so we might still get some true potato seeds, but they're just going out the compost, so I've just left them to their own devices. I did put some water in the other day just to help them along. Look at the size of them slugs, bloody hell. But yeah, the grape. Oh, I had some spare carrot seedlings which were a bit weak, so I planted them here. Nowhere near as big as those carrots, but we should get something out of them. This, before I get into the grape, this is a potato plant I grew from a true potato seed. I planted this a month or so ago. It's been set out here for the past 3-4 days just to acclimatise, so I'll be sticking that in the garden somewhere soon. So, true potato seeds for the win, woohoo! Anyway, here's the grape. So beginning of last year, this was just literally a stick. Beginning of last year, this was literally a stick, about a foot tall. My wife bought it. It's a seedless variety. I don't know what the variety is. We've had a few little clusters appear this year, but we are getting a few little grapies, not many. Some there. There's 3 or 4 little clusters. And then over winter, when some of these go woody, I'm going to chop them off and stick them at the top of the garden along the fence, and hopefully we'll get loads of grapes. Although that's not a particularly shady spot, a sunny spot, I might stick some down the side of the house as well, because that gets full sun all day, which I shall just show you now. So it's late afternoon, I've got the sun. This is the garlic bed, and if you can hear, this is the garlic bed. Some early planted garlic because it's starting sprouting, but there'll be loads more garlic going in here soon. There's some potato in here I planted recently. Yeah, I might put a load of grapes in here, put some wire set up there like I've done round the back, some loads of grapes growing here as well. So that's the Eggmeister's veggie garden tour for August 2022. Some wins, some losses, but it's just about getting your hand in and giving it a go and enjoying the fruits of your labour, quite literally. So I'll see you all soon, folks. Bye for now.